Well, thank you, Doug. I'd like to welcome our members here tonight, the members of the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize our legislators and the local Chamber of Commerce representatives that are here this evening. First of all, the state policymakers. Would all of the appointed and elected leaders, legislators, and commissioners please go ahead and stand and be recognized at this time? Please stand. Thank you for all you do, and we look forward to working with you all in this upcoming session. Second, local chambers of commerce. To all here who are affiliated with our local chambers, our great local chambers, we appreciate your leadership throughout the state and your commitment to moving the business agenda forward, especially our federation partners. If you are here representing any local chambers, please stand and be recognized. And then finally, I have to recognize the Minnesota Chamber Board of Directors. Would the members of the Chamber Board of Directors please stand, my colleagues, and be recognized? Thank you for your service to the business community in the state of Minnesota. I'd like to take just a few minutes to comment on the 2016 priorities of the Minnesota Chamber of Commerce. The brochures located at each of your tables summarizes the priorities of our membership this year. The Minnesota Chamber policies are designed for member feedback and created to strengthen economic growth in our state. Our top priorities during this short session include the following. Number one, tax relief. We want to enact strategic tax relief by reducing the statewide business property tax, which is a fixed cost that affects all businesses of all sizes and types. Number two, transportation investment. We want to see a long-term plan passed that provides strategic and sustained funding of roads, bridges, and transit for Minnesota. Number three, we want to acknowledge the great Minnesota companies that provide paid family and sick leave for their employees, while also recognizing that a one-size-fits-all workplace mandate imposed by the state or by local governments is not in the best approach given the immense diversity of Minnesota businesses in our state. Publicizing the successes of Minnesota businesses' paid leave practices is a great way to advance paid leave. And a private sector statewide solution is the best approach we can possibly take. And number four, workforce. We'll continue our private sector efforts to more directly link employers, students, and educators together so that workforce skills can be synchronized with the needs of our changing economy. In addition to the tireless efforts of our board and our staff on these issues, we continue working diligently on healthcare, energy, and the environment as well. We encourage you to take a brochure with you and discuss these business priorities with the policymakers in the room. It is with your help and with your support that we continue to move the business community's agenda forward at the state capitol. Now on to our legislative panel discussion, the moment you've all been waiting for. Tonight's moderator, Tom Hauser, is no stranger to our program, but we have changed the venue up for him this year and moved it over to Minneapolis, so I'm glad, Tom, that you got the memo. Tom Hauser began covering Minnesota politics 19 years ago and is chief political reporter for 5 Eyewitness News. He hosts the 5 Eyewitness News At Issue public affairs program on Sunday mornings. Tom has been quoted as saying, quote, "Covering Minnesota politics is the best political beat in the country. We once elected an Olympic hockey player as governor, and we followed that up years later with a professional wrestler. There's rarely a dull moment in Minnesota." Please join me in welcoming this evening's moderator, Mr. Tom Hauser.